The Gentle Arms of Eden is just outside the city limits of Wylie, Texas, on Highway 78, a half mile from the Lake Lavon Dam. I bought these 3.8 acres and built my home here in 1981. Now it's time to retire and move to Puget Sound in the Pacific Northwest. We will join my wife's family there on their 5 wooded acres on the Kitsap Peninsula, a place almost as special to me as the Gentle Arms of Eden. Almost. In 1965, I moved from Tennessee to Richardson to do research and development for Texas Instruments. I also did photography and photo lab work, and in 1975, I left TI to found a company to design and make machines to develop film. I began production in 1976, and by 1981, I was ready to leave the city and find more factory space. I met Raymond Cooper, and he built a shop for me on Cooper Drive in Wylie. I leased it and made my machines there for over 15 years. I wanted to live close to the shop, but not in a conventional suburban house. I wanted something different, something roomy and private, a place where I could live in the woods without ruining them. When I didn't find such a place, Raymond said, "Come let me show you something." He drove us to this property 4 miles from the shop, and we loved it. There were rough woods, a beautiful evergreen grove, and slope that reminded me of southeastern Kentucky where I grew up. I didn't know there was such a place in North Texas. I still haven't seen another one quite like it. The home I built on it was newly developed by Tri-Steel Structures of Denton and was as unique as the property. It had a steel frame, steel walls and roof, and durable acrylic-clad aluminum shakes on slanted walls. It was like a large modified A-frame cabin, but more practical and high-tech. I loved it and found it was a wonderful fit for me. The steel construction offered extra strength and durability, plus energy efficiency well ahead of its time. It didn't need load-bearing walls, so the interior could have an open floor plan, not broken up into small rooms. Without yet knowing why, I designed a 24 by 30 foot living room with a 17-foot ceiling and a large master bedroom and bath. My friend Jim Collier, a professional architect, contributed many great ideas like passive solar heat and summer shade. In 1989, I was drawn to some special music at a Dallas coffee house and at the Kerrville Music Festival. A few years later, I partnered with my friend Paul Porter to host house concerts featuring live music written by the artists who performed it. In the next 24 years, we hosted over 275 such concerts, far more than any other home in North Texas. An amazing songwriter named Dave Carter played here 3 times in 2 years. Out of a brunch conversation after his first concert, he wrote an amazing song named The Gentle Arms of Eden, which gave this place its name. Dave dedicated it to Linda and me on his Drumhead Buddha CD, and it means the world to us. It was number 3 on Folk DJ Nationwide in 2002, and his When I Go was number 2. Dave would have had both first and second that year, but was edged out by the old traditional Man of Constant Sorrow from the George Clooney movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? In the mid-90s, we added another Tri-Steel building of 2,000 square feet, connected to the original building by a large deck. The first floor of the annex housed a nice big workshop where I created the Teleport, the telescoping telescope. In 16 years, I handmade 120 teleports in 4 sizes in the largest telescope factory in Wylie, Texas. Now the Gentle Arms of Eden has 4,200 air-conditioned square feet, with 3 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. The original building is the primary residence. It has a large, efficient fireplace, a nice kitchen we updated a few years ago, and an oversized garage. The first floor of the annex still has the telescope shop with professional machine tools and serious woodworking equipment. The second floor has small living and sleeping quarters and kitchen. A hot tub on the deck overlooks a fire pit and rock garden that was once a swimming pool, and there's a large storage building. The place is free of many of the constraints of those within the city limits. Here a family can live, work, and play as they like. It's not conventional, and it's not fancy, but I think it's better than either. It's comfortable and very livable. It's quiet and peaceful, and it's a solid investment. The parts of the property that front on Highway 78 and RD 384 have significant commercial value. If you need to be in a regular row and column neighborhood, it may not be for you. If you want a really special place to live, it may be exactly right. It has been for us for 34 years, and we will miss it.
In the dark night alone, rock me goddess in the gentle arms of Eden. Then the one shone bright and round her, till the one turned into two, and the two into 10,000 things, and old things into new. And on some virgin beachhead, one lonesome critter crawled, and he looked about and shouted out in his most astonished drawl, "This is my home.